Caitlin Clark's most vocal critic has been unreserved in her response to the Indiana Fever. Clark was a standout performer during the 2024 WNBA season, earning the Rookie of the Year award with an impressive 66 out of 67 votes. However, Sheryl Swoopes believes the Fever's ambitions of enhancing their playoff performance next season will be jeopardized if they do not re-sign Kelsey Mitchell to their roster. During an appearance on NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas' podcast No Chill, Swoopes stated, "Personally, I believe the Fever did not handle the situation well regarding Kelsey Mitchell, who is an unrestricted free agent. Because Kelsey Mitchell had an outstanding season this year, and I don't believe she received the recognition she deserved." Despite Swoopes' remarks, reports indicate that Indiana has made resigning Mitchell their top priority in the offseason. Mitchell has traveled to China upon the conclusion of the WNBA season to play for the Shanxi Flame in the Women's Chinese Basketball Association (WCBA), yet her future in the Hoosier state remains uncertain. Clark's rising stardom may become a counterproductive issue for the Fever if players believe that the 22-year-old's increasing attention could negatively impact the team's success. There is no doubt that the Iowa-born talent has been a remarkable addition to the WNBA, contributing to significant increases in ticket sales, merchandise purchases, and viewership during the 2024 season. However, if the Fever aspire for a legitimate chance at the WNBA title, they must avoid being labeled as Caitlin Clark's team. This concern arose after Swoopes suggested that Clark's rise to fame has overshadowed the team in Indiana, implying that the surrounding hype might discourage players from joining the Fever. Earlier this year, Swoopes remarked, "There's a lot of other things going on that other Fever players feel. This isn't where I want to be, so you have significant players on this Indiana Fever team who are feeling, I don't believe this is where I want to be this year." However, despite her remarkable performances, the point guard could not lead the Fever to their first WNBA title in over a decade. Instead, Indiana was eliminated in the first round of the playoffs, leading to an early conclusion of Clark's inaugural WNBA season. "Actually, I am from New York, so I attended Liberty games while growing up. I served as a ball girl on several occasions," reminisced Celeste Taylor, reflecting on her childhood memories of her favorite sport and her experience with the WNBA after being drafted by the Indiana Fever. However, contrary to expectations, her time with the Fever was brief, as the league presented her with significant challenges. Now that the season has concluded, the 23-year-old discussed being waived by the Fever and the impact it had on her dreams, at least temporarily. On Friday, during an episode of freelance writer Łukasz Minalski's podcast, Taylor shared her thoughts on her uncertain experiences with the Fever and its effects on her. "Yes, I think as a rookie, you come in and you're simply trying to find your role. You are attempting to establish your position, particularly if you are not yet a well-known figure like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, or Camilla. Like you're trying to find your place," Taylor stated. While Angel Reese, Camilla Cardozo, and Caitlin Clark had established their reputations, the Fever selected Taylor in the second round in April. The New York-born individual remained with Clark and Amp Company until June 25, before being waived after participating in 5 games. WNBA star Jonquil Jones has dismissed rumors claiming there was a coordinated effort to target Caitlin Clark. Rookie of the Year Clark set a new single-season assist record and was instrumental in guiding the Indiana Fever to the playoffs. The 22-year-old has garnered significant attention, with the Caitlin Clark effect being attributed to the increasing popularity of the WNBA. Clark quickly emerged as the standout player of the Fever, becoming the focal point of opponents' game strategies, leading fans to speculate that rival teams were becoming overly aggressive with the rookie. However, Finals MVP Jones has dismissed the notion that there was a coordinated effort across the league to target Clark. "I think it was awkward for me. Like, you would go on social media and just see people promoting narratives that simply weren't true," WNBA champion Jones stated on the Kickin' It with D podcast. "We're going out there to compete rigorously every night. It is our responsibility, and we are athletes. We, the WNBA players, are not attempting to bully Caitlin Clark. But it was simply about us going out there to play basketball. It was never a personal matter or an attack on her, it was solely about us, going out there," Jones continued. "The highest form of respect you can receive from an opponent is their willingness to compete fiercely against you." New York Liberty Center Jones has been in the WNBA since 2016 and is not the only one dismissing the idea that Clark was singled out by her competitors. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert remarked on Clark's impressive 30-point performance during the Fever's victory over the Washington Mystics in June. "Did anyone say she was targeted in that game?" Engelbert inquired. "No, because everyone is simply seeking the outcome they desire. Next season, Clark will be receiving guidance from a new coach on the sidelines, as the Fever has parted ways with Christie Sides. On November 1st, it was announced that Stephanie White had rejoined the Fever as head coach after departing from the Connecticut Sun. Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark's attendance at Butler University men's basketball games has emerged as a prominent narrative in the ongoing WNBA offseason. This storyline began when her boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, was appointed as an assistant coach for the Butler men's team, prompting a fan account to urge Clark to attend the team's games. Clark has since complied, even attending one preseason practice. The 22-year-old was also present at both of Butler's regular season games for the 2024-25 season, garnering attention for two specific reasons. During the season opener against Missouri State University, she went viral for her amusing facial expressions captured on Hinkle Fieldhouse's Jumbotron. During Friday's game against Austin Peay, Clark was seen wearing glasses, which sparked excitement within the women's basketball community. When the Fox broadcast captured Clark in these glasses, the camera then shifted to McCaffrey on the sidelines, followed by a shot of his brother Patrick, who plays for Butler. When Connor McCaffrey was featured, Fox's caption identified him as WNBA Roddy, Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark's boyfriend, and when Patrick was shown, the caption read, WNBA Roddy Caitlin Clark's boyfriend's brother. Fans are divided on whether to interpret the portrayal of both McCaffrey brothers through Clark as amusing or disrespectful. Angel Reese has responded to Simone Biles' new appearance after the Olympic icon was seen watching the Chicago Bulls with her husband, Jonathan Owens. Biles drew attention earlier this week when she attended Thursday's Bulls-Timberwolves game. The record-breaking the gymnast attended with Owens prior to Sunday's NFL game between his Chicago Bears team and the New England Patriots at Soldier Field. After becoming the most decorated U.S. as the greatest gymnast of all time at the Paris Olympics, Biles has been relishing her success on tour while also taking time for herself, recently undergoing a makeover in Chicago. Biles collaborated with makeup artist Deja Blackwell, who has also styled Reese. An Instagram post featured a picture of Biles, showcasing her beaming smile as she posed for several shots after her makeover. Reese commented on the post, praising Biles' smile and beauty, stating, "Face eats." In response to Blackwell's inquiry about wearing eyeshadow when she returns home, WNBA star Reese firmly stated, "Absolutely not." The Chicago Sky player is currently enjoying her offseason following the end of the WNBA season. Reese's record-breaking year was interrupted by a wrist injury that necessitated surgery. However, she is now out of her cast and training for her second season in the league after featuring prominently in endorsement campaigns for Beats and Reebok. Reese's popularity has contributed to the growth of the WNBA and enabled her to secure significant partnerships with Beats, for which she narrated a star-studded sportscast lineup, and with Reebok, for which she will be launching her own footwear brand. After completing her debut WNBA season with an average of 13.6 points per game, a league-leading 13.1 rebounds, and setting the single-season rookie double-double record, Reese has emerged as a superstar in the sport, finishing second in the Rookie of the Year voting behind Indiana Fever standout Caitlin Clark. Reese's prominence has allowed her to interact with some of the biggest names in sports, including Biles. Biles has also developed a strong rapport with Clark, having made a surprise appearance alongside fellow Olympic gold medalist Gabby Thomas when they attended the Fever's game against the Connecticut Sun last season. "Simone and I attended the Fever game, which was outstanding. The energy in that stadium was outstanding. We actually surprised Caitlin," Clark, Thomas recalled to NBC. "We were concealed next to their locker room, waiting for them to emerge. The entire team was astonished, and Caitlin was taken aback." Nike is strengthening its partnerships with the NBA and WNBA as basketball's popularity surges in 2024. This is positive news for the company as it works to reconnect with its sports heritage and boost sales, particularly as interest in women's basketball continues to grow. In October, the sportswear giant announced a 12-year agreement with the NBA, WNBA, and NBA G League to serve as the exclusive uniform and apparel provider for all three leagues. The agreement appears to be Nike's effort to address a sales decline and achieve savings of $2 billion over the next 3 years. Its revenue for fiscal year 2024 was $51.4 billion, reflecting a slight increase compared to the figures from 2023. The company has appointed a new CEO, Elliott Hill, who returned to Nike on October 14 after a long tenure with the brand. His primary objective is to foster innovation and differentiate Nike from its sportswear competitors. Although Nike began as a running brand, its business has traditionally been associated with basketball following a collaboration with Michael Jordan in 1984. The success of the shoes ultimately resulted in the Jordan brand contributing approximately $6.9 billion in revenue for fiscal 2024, around 14% of Nike's total sales. Nike is intensifying its partnerships with the WNBA as basketball sees a resurgence in 2024. This development comes at an opportune moment for the sports apparel giant as it seeks to reignite its enthusiasm for sports and boost sales, particularly given the increasing interest in women's basketball. In a notable initiative, Nike announced in October a pioneering 12-year agreement with the NBA, WNBA, and NBA G League, positioning itself as the exclusive uniform and apparel provider for all three leagues. This partnership represents a strategic effort by Nike to counteract a trend of declining sales while implementing a plan to achieve $2 billion in savings over the next 3 years. For the fiscal year 2024, Nike reported revenues of $51.4 billion, representing a slight increase compared to the prior year. In an effort to revitalize its leadership, Nike has announced the departure of CEO John Donahoe, with veteran executive Elliott Hill assuming the role of CEO on October 14 to drive innovation and differentiate Nike from its competitors. Historically associated with basketball since its partnership with Michael Jordan in 1984, Nike's heritage in the sport has fueled significant growth. The Jordan brand alone generated approximately $6.9 billion in revenue for fiscal 2024, accounting for about 14% of Nike's total sales. The announcement of this new contract coincides with significant events in sports, such as the upcoming Paris Olympics and an NCAA Women's Championship that reached record-breaking viewership of 24.1 million, the highest ever recorded in women's college basketball history, according to Nielsen data. Notably, the WNBA Finals attracted an average of 1.6 million viewers on ESPN, reflecting an impressive 115% increase from 2023. Concurrently, the WNBA is preparing for expansion, aiming to increase its number of teams from 12 to 15 by the 2026 season, with new franchises anticipated in California, Portland, Oregon, and Toronto. "We all recognize the potential of the game," stated Nike CEO Hill during a panel discussion commemorating the new deal and WNBA expansion at Nike headquarters on October 21. Stars from both the NBA and WNBA, including Sue Bird, Kevin Durant, and Jason Tatum, participated alongside league commissioners and Nike executives to explore the cultural significance of basketball. This is not Nike's first foray into basketball sponsorship. Since 1992, the company has collaborated with the NBA and has been affiliated with the WNBA since its inception. Following Adidas' decision not to renew its contract, Nike secured an 8-year apparel agreement worth $1 billion with the NBA, WNBA, and G League in 2015, as reported by Bloomberg. In a statement, Nike emphasized that investing in women's sports is equivalent to investing in the future of all sports. The company strives to enrich the culture of the game and provide opportunities for every young athlete aspiring to play on the court. Analyst Rachel Wolfetti Marketer stated that this partnership strengthens Nike's ability to capitalize on the growing popularity and viewership of the WNBA, which could assist in revitalizing its lifestyle segment, assuming the company can deliver on innovation and design. In light of a decline in demand within the lifestyle market, Nike has redirected its focus away from that sector, as highlighted in a Goldman Sachs report from June. Executives have previously conveyed that the company is committed to returning to its sports-focused origins. For the last 50 years, Nike has centered on the athlete and enhancing sport globally, Hill asserted during the October panel. Nike is also eager to support prominent WNBA talents as their star power increases. Highly acclaimed rookie Caitlin Clark, recognized as the all-time leading scorer in NCAA Division I basketball, has recently signed an 8-year contract valued at up to $28 million with the brand, as reported by the Wall Street Journal. According to Simeon Siegel, senior retail and e-commerce analyst at BMO Capital Markets, it is essential for Nike to fully embrace the WNBA. He stressed that for Nike to retain its leading position, it must win everywhere, presenting a challenge. Other panel members at the event, including league executives and NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, examined the relationship between basketball and lifestyle apparel. Siegel remarked that Nike needs to enhance its inclusivity and adaptability, balancing sportswear and lifestyle wear in a constantly evolving market. And quote, "It is Nike's responsibility to generate demand through innovative products and storytelling, and then to manage that demand across its portfolio, and quote," Siegel further stated. BMO continues to uphold a buy rating for the brand. Wolf from eMarketer stated that the new 12-year agreement is reasonable, but she warned that Nike will require more than just partnerships with the NBA and WNBA to recover effectively.